Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and I am going to be honest with you. I am excited and nervous about this video. If you could see all the knives that are around me right now, it's nuts. This is going to be a long video, but I'm going to try and do a quick synopsis in the first 4 or 5 minutes and then go into more detail after that. But this was, in my opinion, our biggest pickup from Blade Show. It's somebody that as soon as I saw them handle their knives, I knew we had to have them in our shop, and they were very excited to have us as a dealer. This is one of the coolest knives, new knives we've seen out in a long time. So let's jump into it. As you can see, it is attention to detail mercantile. That's a little tough to read there, but that's freedom, liberty, heritage, and sacrifice. We'll let the other side of the case here speak for itself. So let's just get the first one out. So this is one of many different kinds. So attention to detail, he has been a custom maker. His name's Douglas. He and I believe his partner, who's part-time, work out of Mississippi. And Douglas has been a custom maker for a while now. And has gotten into doing what's more of small batch productions. They're not really productions as much as they are mid-techs for sure. I think there's still a lot of hand details done on these. And they make a variety, an absolute variety of knives. So we'll just, this is the first one we pulled out of the package here. And this is the medium. And like I said, we're gonna kind of go through this a little quick to start. So this is a medium. We're gonna get into the other kinds of mediums there are in a minute. Let's flip this over. Maybe that'll show better like that. So that's a medium. So let's open up another one here. And this one right here is a small. And you'll notice, so we've got what they call a Hayatu high-rise grind here and a drop point high-rise grind. And then they have, we don't have many of these, but they have a large model. So let's just start with the simple idea that we have a small, we have a medium, we have a large. So let's, like I said, I got a lot of knives around. So let's just go ahead and knock out one comparison. So we'll kind of do it this way. Let's start Hinder. We're gonna just do Hinder because we sell a ton of Hinders and they're awesome. So why not start by showing them off with Hinder? So there it is, compared. There's the large compared to a Hinder XM24. This video is gonna go all over the place. I can tell you that. Just be ready. But like I said, I'm trying to do a quick synopsis here in the first 5 minutes, so I'm trying to rush. So there is an XM18 3.5. Let's do it this way. There's an XM24. There is the large. There's an XM18 3.5. There is the medium. So we'll just start moving these up and out of the way and keep going. And then just for giggles, let's throw in a Jurassic. So there's a Jurassic a little closer in size probably to the medium, even maybe just slightly bigger on the Jurassic. And then let's just keep moving up and let's get into the small, and let's give you the comparison of the small. Oh, we didn't move up nearly enough. You know what? Let's just slide the whole damn map. So there's the small compared to an XM18 3-inch. And then let's just go one step further and go the small compared to a half-track. So hopefully that gives you guys all an idea on the size of these. So let's get these Hinders moved back out of here. I'm sure we'll come back to that again later. If I seem to be rushing this, I apologize, but it is, like I said, it's a lot of information. To me, it's been very confusing, but hey, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so hopefully you guys will grab all this faster. So As I said earlier, it's kind of a small batch production, more mid-tech than anything else. And so they're doing these small batch mid-techs, as I'd like to call it. So each one, all of these will have, some of them have different tags on them, and they'll say things like, you know, this is a Mark II small stone-washed magna cut, drop point, rising grind, contoured, stone-washed small batch. So this is small batch number 7 and 4 of 6 out of that small batch. Now, we're not going to get all that detail on our listings, but why is all that important? What does all that mean? So I believe this one is a Mark II, this one is a Mark II, and this one, I believe the large is a Mark I. I'm pretty sure, yes, a Mark I. So, so the Mark I, and these are Mark IIs, the Mark IIs run on phosphor bronze washers. And the Mark I's and the Mark III's run on bearings. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure why he did it that way. Probably wanted to do some washers and then came back to a different Mark III design and started going with bearings. But so these, let's just move some of this out of the way. This is a small. This is mine. That's why there's a little oil on it. I actually just oiled it up before we went live. And I just started carrying this today. So this runs on phosphor bronze washers, and this is the small. And so this is a high grind Hiatsu finish on the blade, or grind on the blade. And with those washers, it is very, you can tell, you can hear it. It is very tight out of the box. You will not be Spidey flicking this out of the box. But they do. So this is one of the other reasons that it took me a while, because this one is one that one of my buddies bought off of me as soon as Blade Show was over, and this is the medium. It is also in washers. And when this one came out of the box, it was actually the reason we chose it, and he was willing to be part of the experiment, is because it was so tight that it was two-handed to open. It was so tight on those washers. And now, you guys know I suck at the Spidey flick, but if I didn't have the damn camera in front of me, with a little wrist action and get my finger out of the hole, I can actually Spidey flick it. So it does, as tight as it is on those washers out of the box, it does loosen up, but it does take some time. So if you're not one that's patient with phosphor bronze washers, then I gotta say that the Mark IIs may not be for you. But as you've seen, we've got different grinds here, different finishes, different designs. I've got all these organized for when we do launch them. So let's kind of go through what some of those are. So let's start with the small batch here, or the smalls, and let's get away from, let me just shove that back in my pocket. So let's just jump through some of these. So you already saw that high grind Hatsu, or I'm sorry, rising grind. I keep calling it high grind, but it's rising grind. This is the drop point. This is also a Mark II, and fresh out of the box on those washers. These have great detents though, and what drew us to them, to be completely honest, is the freaking design. These are just absolutely gorgeous right out of the box. Even the smalls have really good feel in the hand. I'll get to the mediums and the large here in a minute. But the smalls just blew me away. I mean, it's such a small knife, but it's got such a great feel in the hand, great design to it, and just honestly sexy looking as hell. So with the Mark IIs, these are more contoured. They do come out some on the handle, so there is definitely a little bit more of a swell there. So that's one of the Mark IIs. Now let's jump in to this one. Let me just make sure I got these straight. This is a Mark III. So this is one that is on bearings, and you can tell great action on it. Really good looking knife. Once again, that's that Hayatsu rising grind. He really likes that, and it's a good look. Real good action on these, great detents, flip really well. MagnaCut blades on most of these. We've got some that are CTS-XHP. Here's another one. This is also the Mark III, but this is that harpoon with the rising grind. So you can kind of see there a little bit. And then let's see, here's I do believe this is a Mark III as well, rising grind. This might be a Mark II. Let me check. Sorry, not a Mark II. That's a Mark I. Mark I. This is also a small. So most of these, the smalls, most of them are about in that half-track range, maybe just a hair smaller, but right in that half-track range. And we're going to do some other comparisons here with that shortly. So let's move over to the mediums. And so this is, just want to make sure this is a Mark I medium. This one's in CTS-XHP. So Mark I's have our own washers and our flippers. And great action on these. And once we get into that medium range, we're closer to that Jurassic. Really are, right on that Jurassic size. But like I said, I'll get more comparisons to these in a little bit. So that's a Mark I medium. Here is a Mark III medium in CTS-XHP. Give you an idea on that medium. No problem getting all 4 fingers on there. Really does lock into those first 2 fingers really well. Pinky goes on there, no problem. So let's move over. I think I might have left. Did I show that one off? Ah, hell, I can't remember. Yeah, let's show it anyway. And then there's the Mark III, there's a harpoon. So you can tell lots of differences, and just, you know, and what we've done as we've listed these, we put them, let's come back to this one. So there we are, that's the Mark II medium. And this one's probably one of the heavier ones. You can really see how those handles roll out there. Feel really good in the hand, but they all do feel really good in the hand. There's another medium in the hand. And then, of course, the larges are just the beast, and the larges are all Mark I's. So, like I said, a mixture of MagnaCut, a mixture of bearings and washers. So it does get very confusing. So we did a good job on the listing saying, you know, on bearings or on phosphor bronze washers. So that's going to be hard to miss, but we wanted to let people know, because a lot of people have gotten used to bearings, and you know, there's a number of us out there that still love phosphor bronze washers, and I do on certain knives. I definitely do on these, but you got to have the patience. You got to give them time to break in. But all of these are just so well done. The lockups on them are early, but very strong. Every little detail, when they say attention to detail, they're nailing it. They're knocking it out of the park. Just every single one of these, I've had to really go through these and study them to make sure I'm not messing up anything for the listings, and get a lot more comfortable with them. And man, every little detail on them's been fantastic. So just been very impressed by them. We'll get mine back out of the pocket here. So we'll go through, we'll do them one at a time and go through just with some other comparisons. And so you guys can kind of see the comparisons here. So let me I'm going to leave my, my small out, and let me just get, let's say, that harpoon out. So we'll put these two, and then we'll put the comparisons in the middle. So these are both the smalls. So there it is. We'll just do that again compared to an XM18 3 inch. So give you an idea there. I think these are all gonna, this always does better if we put them clip side up. Oh man, got that oil. Might have pulled a Nick Shabazz there with the amount of oil I put on that pivot. I was just trying to loosen up a little bit before we got started. So there it is compared to, like I said, an XM18 3 inch. We'll throw in things that are, I think, worthy of taking the time to share. We'll throw in the half track again. And then let's throw in one of our new customized Les George. This one's mine. I finally got mine done for those that follow us on social media. So there it is compared to a Les George ESV. This is one that we stars and stripes. And then last one, I'm gonna throw it in next to, forgive this because it is very old. This is the first high-end knife I received. It came in the mail the day my daughter was born. So that was over 19 years ago. So there it is compared to a small Sabenza 21, but small Sabenza 21, same size as a 31. So hopefully that gives you an idea on the smaller ones here. So let's put those away and then jump over to, let's just jump back over and give you the medium back in here. And so there's the medium. We'll go ahead and throw, like I said, I've already done these, but we'll do it again real quick. So there's the 3 inch, there's the Jurassic. Hopefully that gives you some ideas. And then we'll do both of these at the same time. We'll do a large Sabenza 31. And we'll throw in let's throw in a Les George VECP. I try to use my knives as much as possible. So if you notice some scratches, marks, or anything like that on some of the comparison knives, it's because they're out of my own collection. So definitely wider, but a little shorter than these two. So let's actually leave these two down here, and we'll get the medium out of the way, and let's just go ahead and jump up to that large. And here it comes. This thing's a beast. So we'll move that up, get that large in here. So there's the large attention to detail Mark 1, and that's compared to the Les George VECP and the large Sabenza. So we'll take that out, and kind of did this earlier, but we'll do it one more time. Here it is compared to the Hinder XM18 3.5, and then of course the XM24. And then we've sold a butt ton of these, so I'd be crazy not to, at the last here, throwing a ZT0308. This is one of our customized. Gotta get those shout outs into our customizing during these videos sometimes. So that's kind of it. I think the only thing, as I'm sitting here ending this video in my head, that I'm missing on this is just how amazing and blown away we were by these knives. Douglas, the owner, and I got to spend a bit of time talking at Blade Show. He's an amazing individual. I promise you, I can tell by talking to him that if there's a problem, he's going to be the type of guy that's going to 100% take care of it. But the attention to detail is absolutely amazing. I'm very excited. This is, you know, even on the small, and especially on the small, I was really blown away. It's just such a cool design that you don't get that really tough look design on a knife this small very often. It's kind of one of those things you get that comes along pretty rare on a high-end knife. You kind of get it out of the half track and the ESV a little bit. But I just think he did a really good job with these. The mediums are incredible too. So just everything about them, the way they fit the hand, the way they look, the grinds, the finishes, it's just, we were impressed, man. We were really impressed. So price point on these before we finish this video up, probably should have done that at the beginning since I was trying to get the highlights in the first 5 minutes. Oops. Keep in mind, this one's mine. I apologize for the oil coming out of it, but I'm not gonna redo a damn video because of that. So price point, let me set all these out again. So we're looking at $475 for the small, we're looking at $575 for the medium, and we're looking at $775 for the large. Guys, with the finishes and everything else that are on these and the way they're built and look and everything else, and they're really small batch numbers, I think they're worth every penny. So we're going to be dropping these this next week. I wanted to get this video out here. So we've got them on the site, but I think we're going to wait until after July 4th. So probably start dropping them on the 5th or 6th, somewhere around in there. But we wanted to get this video out there and give people an opportunity to understand them, see them, maybe go do some research and look around. Attention to detail, I think, may have a few customs on their site, but they've also got some other information. So hopefully this will help you make an informed decision. I'm very excited about them. I do believe they're going to sell very fast, but you know, I'm not always right about those things. But I think they're amazing. I hope they sell fast, and I hope we just keep growing with attention to detail and sell every single one of their knives, because I'm stoked. So I appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, we'll probably look at dropping these around the 5th, 6th, somewhere around in there. Subscribe to our newsletter at USA Made Blade, and you'll definitely find out for sure when we're going to drop them. And all these other knives, I think pretty much most knives from all these other makers are definitely available at usamadblade.com. So I hope you guys will go over there and check out all our knives, and we appreciate you watching.